Alright, everybody, if you are watching over on Twitch, consider hitting the collab command, !collab. It'll take you over to BLVKAROT's channel. If you click that, now I've got it set up. I know that previously I keep messing it up, and then Katini types in collab, and it sends them to whoever I've talked to last. And that's the thing that reminds me that, oh yeah, I need to be a better host. But it'll work now. It'll work now, I promise. If you're watching on YouTube, go into the description and click, and that'll work there. But with that said, my guest right now is BLVKAROT. They are a musician on YouTube, so I actually want to hand the floor over to them so they can introduce themselves and their channel and what they do.
Oh, okay. Well, hi, my name is BLVKAROT. I am a YouTuber slash music producer. I've been producing music for about 7 to 8 years, but I finally kind of like had a breakout, I want to say a year or two ago with Steven Universe. I do video game remixes. I do cartoon anime remixes. I just make music that makes me happy and just hope it makes other people happy, you know? And
I know that these Steven Universe remixes are the way that I actually found your channel at all, originally.
Yeah. I remember you contacted me and was just like, hey, I love your remixes. I was like, oh. Well, because I was just starting off on my YouTube career, and it never really dawned on me that people actually liked my stuff. And so I was just it made me really happy to know that people enjoy my stuff.
Oh yeah. It also helped that I was in the middle for a little while of a what's the best way to put this? I was in the middle of a huge Steven Universe fixation because because the movie had come out.
Yes, so I completely understand.
I was doing everything in my power to consume every bit of Steven Universe content that I could, whether it would be musical content like yours or whether it be theory content from the round table. I was basically okay, the movie's over, but I still have lots of questions, and I want to just keep existing in this universe for as long as I can. Steven Universe. I want to keep existing in this universe for as long as I can. And then, I mean, of course, that eventually died out because Steven Universe Future happened, and I don't hate Steven Universe Future. I don't think it's bad, but it also
took a completely different turn with it.
You can tell they were rushed.
Yes.
It felt like things that they would have taken an entire season to develop in old Steven Universe. Like turning around Jasper, they decided that now we're going to do that in 10 episodes. This is going to be fine.
No, it wasn't.
We'll do it. We'll do it quick. Steven having a mental break and coming to terms with the fact that he's been everybody's therapist except himself. This week, honestly,
I felt like that was necessary, though. Because
I like
that.
I like it, but the way that they did it, it was very...
just kind of forced.
It was like, hey, we're going to take 3 episodes to handle this thing that, again, in old Steven Universe, they would have been like...
This is a season.
This is a season, or this is a 26-episode ordeal. We're going to slow burn it. There's going to be a reason... There's going to be a tiny thing every episode that shows that Steven's unraveling. And in this one, it was just no... last 3 episodes, we're going to introduce the idea that Steven's not helping himself and he's not getting proper self-care, and then we're just going to hug him and fix that problem.
Because hugs solve everything.
Hugs solve everything. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of stuff that Steven Universe really glosses over, even in the original, that always made me feel kind of weird. We have genocidal space Nazis that, because they share... genetics with Steven, are okay with stopping their reign of genocide. Oh no, that sounds real yikesy.
Yeah.
That's like a white supremacist going out and going on a racist rant, and then because the person who talks to them is also white, they go, you might have a point. And it's supposed to be a feel-good moment, and you're like, no, this is not a feel-good moment. Nothing's changed. This isn't a good...
They're still war criminals.
Yeah, they're still doing very, very, very yikesy things. Now, granted, again, Steven Universe Future actually did address that a little better, because like in Steven Universe, it seemed like they did a heel turn, and then in the movie they were just perfectly fine, and we were just like kind of have to accept it. In Future, they kind of course corrected that and went, no, these are still horrible people, but they're trying.
Yeah,
like I was okay with that. Like that's one of the things that Future did that I was very happy about. It's like, okay, cool, they've acknowledged the fact that you don't just look at somebody else who is your race when you're a racist and be okay. That's not how that works in reality. I'm glad that they've addressed that. But, I mean, there's some other things that Future just didn't do that I was confused with. Like, I really wanted to see more Spinell. Like, I wanted to see more post-movie Spinell, and Future was just like...
one episode?
Yeah, you get an episode. You can have a little Spinell as a treat.
Honestly, I was surprised they did that, because usually, like, TV shows don't include, like, movie characters, so I was, like,
well, because
really
usually the movies happen in their own canon.
Yeah.
So, like, but, like, I know that because of the production of Steven Universe, apparently the movie was the rush job ending, and then... From what I understand, the movie was the rush job ending, and then a negotiation happened, and they were able to have the extra few episodes for Future to, like, finish off the show. So, like,
okay.
So it's, like, one rush job after another. And again, like, don't get, like, despite that for the movie, I actually really, really like the plot of the movie. Like, I don't hate the movie. I don't. I do not like how the diamonds are handled in the movie.
Yeah. Come on, Steven, come back with us. Oh, we have Spinell? You're kind of like Steven. Come with us.
You're pink like Steven. Weird.
Yeah.
Oh god, that makes the racist undertones actually kind of worse.
Yeah.
It makes it kind of worse.
Yeah.
You kind of look like him, and we can't tell you guys apart. Let's take Spinell. No, that didn't make it better.
But I like how they kind of, like, reiterated and ground pounded in that, like, Rose was a terrible person and just completely left behind somebody.
That's a thing that, like, again, this is the thing that I love about the slow burn that happens in Steven Universe. Don't get me wrong. My advice for anybody who's not seen Steven Universe is still always going to be, watch, like, the cliff notes of episodes 1 through 52, and then start there, because that's, like, the show actually properly begins there. It begins when it becomes a space opera. Everything else is just almost feels like a different show. Like, almost a completely different show. But
Slice of life to thriller.
It's slice of life to space drama. Like, it was so weird, because, like, I hated Steven Universe when it came out, because when I watched it, I was like, this is like, I forget what the comparison. I know when I watched it, my brain just went, this is like Chowder, except it doesn't have the humor of Chowder. It makes me want to laugh at Steven, but I just want to punch Steven. I don't like him. I don't like this show. I don't want to watch these babysitters keep this one random superpowered Gohan wannabe in check. I don't. And then eventually I got roped into the show, and I was like, okay, I understand now. Now I just have to give people a Sonic Adventure 2 level caveat anytime that they watch the show. Like, hey, don't start on the dark side, or you'll be playing as Eggman up until the point where you can actually play as Shadow. Like, it's, but I really enjoyed that the movie gave us not only did it give us a really compelling villain, it, like, recontextualized our good characters. Like, Pearl was not just... we already had reasons to hate Pearl in the original, and then she, like, she grew into her own. But then it dialed Pearl back a little bit into, no, you were the accomplice. That's what you were, and don't fucking forget it. Like, and I liked that, because I like when the characters in the show that I'm watching have multiple dimensions to them, and that's a thing that Steven Universe has always been really, really good at.
Like, everybody has depth.
Yeah.
Even Onion to an extent.
Even Onion, you know. the precursor to Jason Voorhees.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm sorry, that kid's gonna grow up to be a serial killer. There is no way about. There's no two ways about it.
What? He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
I
tried to hold it up. Sorry.
Man, I think you're telling yourself that as much as you're telling me. I really think that that is a conversation that is meant to be in your head, not mine. I just don't trust Onion. If we get more in the Steven universe, I want to see adult Onion. Like, I want to see adult Onion living as an adult.
President.
No, here's what I imagine. I imagine adult Onion living as an adult in like in a trailer park, right? But here's what they do.
Okay.
He's in a trailer park, so you're just like, okay, cool. So he's probably not got a lot of ambition or something, is the way that the show would phrase it. Like, because Onion's never shown that, like, he cares much about what the world wants him to do. So he'd just be like, I have a job to get money, but I don't have a job because you guys want me to have one. But then, like, I imagine there's a trapdoor. And under the trapdoor, he has this entire, like, Dexter's Laboratory-sized mansion almost under the trailer where he does all of his other shit, where he's just like, y'all don't even know who the fuck I am. Like, that's what I imagine for Onion. Where, like, yeah, I imagine Double Life Onion. I imagine that he's got the, like, this is the Onion fast food worker, or, you know, maybe even just working at the one of the two stores that exist in Beach City. He's working at the Big Donuts. And then just when you go to the trailer, you're like, oh, there's nothing to see here. Everything's fine. And then as soon as you leave from hanging out with Onion, which is a thing that you apparently thought was a good idea to do, he's got, like, a lock of your hair and he's going down into the cloning facility.
Clone Steven.
He would. He would. This is a being that perplexed even Pearl.
Yeah,
Pearl
that is true.
Pearl needed a fusion to handle Onion. And he's just a... We think he's a human. We don't know. Onion's family are gems whose naming convention is based on foods.
Sour cream and vanilla?
I really think that his entire family was just a giant Dragon Ball Z reference. Like, there are so many other ones in the show, to be honest.
I saw a lot of Final Fantasy references in it.
It's got that, too. It's like retro games, GameCube games, Dragon Ball Z, Final Fantasy, like, all of that has just this little, like, this little world that exists there. Also, are you able to see the chat on the live stream, or are you just relying on me to forward that?
I have it.
Okay. I was bouncing back and forth and was like, okay, is he able to watch the live stream? I do not know.
Yes.
But Santasy, thank you very much for giving me your points for it. Oh well. It said Greg fucked a rock. Technically speaking, yes, that happened.
Isn't Steven technically a clone of Greg?
I mean,
I don't know.
He's a clone of Greg with Pink Diamond superpowers. That's basically what he is.
Okay.
Really.
Yeah, I can see that. But I feel like he's done more than Greg has in his lifespan. Hi, Inkphone.
But Greg's a multi-millionaire.
Yeah. But look how long it took him to get his money, though.
And it was only a fluke that caused it.
Yep.
He did the equivalent of throwing a bunch of darts at a dartboard and one of them stuck and he just didn't know it.
That's the story of my life.
I'll say that just sounds like the story of YouTubers. We just throw a bunch of stuff at the dartboard, and we desperately hope that one of them sticks. And when they do, we're like, okay, I'm going to do that one, but a lot.
Yeah. I love what I do, though. So.
Oh, it's almost like you get to eat that month or something.
Yeah.
Like that happens, you're just like, oh, sweet, I get to afford food now.
Starving music producer by day, starving YouTuber by night, just hungry 24/7.
Well, that got dark.
Give me food. No,
well,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You do have a Patreon. You do have a Patreon.
I do. I need to post on. Oh my god, I need to post on there.
I'd say So.
Oh god.
You were just reminded that you have a Patreon. It just hit you.
Bro, I'm trying to keep track of all. I need a social media manager. That's what I need. That's what I really need because I try to keep track of all this.
Elsewise, they'll just be, yeah, BLVKAROT disappeared from the internet for 6 months again.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like the first time though, because I was just like, man, this person just disappeared. I don't remember how that Twitter conversation went. It was just like, you okay, dude?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I just kind of like take a hiatus to like get new ideas and like get my creativity back. But then this hiatus was like actual, just like I need to get like everything in check because. Sheesh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this hiatus was brought on by COVID, though.
Yeah.
Like, literally everything just kind of exploded inwards, and that wasn't good. That wasn't fun.
Ooh.
It's not.
Do not recommend. Please get vaccinated. Like anybody in chat.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you will not have an allergic reaction to one of the ingredients in the vaccines, then please go fucking get them. They are safe. You'll have at most a day of discomfort, and then you're pretty much good up until the point where we realize there's another mutation, you need a booster. But again, a booster is a better thing to deal with once than a virus that's just like, hey, what if I crippled your lungs by scarring them from the inside?
yeah, my mom still has damage in her lungs.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are calling that long COVID now. Where like you've got long COVID. Like you've got the initial sickness and then it ravages your insides, and then after that you've got to deal with like all the fallout from that. Whatever that fallout might be. And that's not good. That's not fun.
Yeah, I'm having war flashbacks now.
Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry.
No, you're good, you're good.
Jeebus. As I say, most coronaviruses don't burn down your lungs. Yeah. God, the amount of misinformation that was happening in the beginning of the pandemic when people were like, look at this Lysol spray. It says it kills coronavirus. They knew all along.
Oh. Yeah, we tried that. No. That ain't it.
It astounds me. I even had this conversation with somebody up at the card shop I play Magic at, where despite the fact that we've been dealing with this for 2 years now, we're going on year 2. It happened early 2020, and we're in late 2021. The second year is just about over. I still had to explain the difference to them between a virus and a disease. I had to explain to them, you catch a virus, and it makes you have a disease. You get an illness because of the virus. They were like, okay, so COVID is the illness. Corona is the virus. Oh, okay. Why am I having to explain this to a person? Why is this a conversation that I am honestly having to have 2 years into a constant stream of COVID information coming out of multiple outlets? Better say it's a variant of SARS. It is, but it's a coronavirus, like a rhinovirus.
I'm sorry, Lysol was what?
Lysol what?
Lysol was originally sold as a feminine douche product. Not so fun fact. What? Was it really? Like,
oh my god, Gentlefish, is that true? Do you have a source for that?
Please.
That sounds... Yeah, I agree with Empathetic Cubit. That sounds painful.
That's how Listerine used to be like a floor cleaner or something?
Yep.
What was the world in like the 50s? It must have been terrifying.
You know what the funny thing is, though? You know how they actually marketed Listerine to like not be a floor cleaner, right?
How?
They invented a sickness called halitosis.
Oh my, is that where it came from?
Yes! It got coined by fucking, by that company so that they could market Listerine to people because they were like, no. They're like, some people genetically have this predisposition to bad breath. Don't just brush your fucking teeth like a normal human being. Don't just chew some mint gum. No.
Drink Listerine.
You have to have, it has to be Listerine. It has to be. Now, granted, mouthwash is a wonderful thing. It helps out a lot. I know that I've had like infections and stuff in my mouth that I've been very helpful. I've been very happy to have mouthwash for because it's very powerful and it can clear a lot of that shit out. But it is funny to think about how those marketing campaigns began. Despite how well they are as products now, the amount of lying that happens to get them into your hands.
It must have been before, like, regulations and stuff to, like, really crack down on that.
I mean, so we still have... A lot of regulations still aren't there for false advertisement. Like, you can still do certain bait and switches so long as you, like, are very careful with it. It's a... Like, yeah, there is more consumer advocacy now, but it doesn't mean it's much better.
Okay.
And then you're saying that explains why Listerine tastes so bad. Well, yeah, it wasn't developed for consumption. It was developed for dropping on your floors. That's why they put so much mint in the shit and made it so strong with the amount of mint in it. They needed to overpower the fucking chemical taste.
You know, that actually makes sense. I'm just... Oh, God. I'm scared for Altoids now.
Oh, God. They are curiously strong mints.
Right?
What are they hiding in the Altoids?
Meth?
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. Oh my God, that reminds me. So, we had some very innocent, sweet summer children in chat who didn't know about a certain thing. So, I'm going to ask you a thing.
Oh?
If somebody comes up to you and all their fingernails are very neatly trimmed, right?
Okay.
Except the pinky.
And
the pinky nail's quite long.
Mm.
What's the first thing that comes into your mind? What does that mean?
Nail clippers, please.
Well,
they sus. I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
Well, that, yes. But also, it's a coke nail. It's a coke nail.
Ah.
It is a method for delivering cocaine into the nostril. That's what those are for.
Oh, you mean to just... Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
So the reason this came up to chat, we were watching a video together. I had a Hannah Reloaded on, and we were watching this video where it was about this guy who was really poor and ended up having to sell his wife to a rich guy to pay rent. It was really weird. The video was very, very strange. I'm very interested to see what the comments look like on it when it goes up on YouTube. But when the dude was like doing his like pleading hand gestures, I saw the flash of the coke nail, and I paused. I paused and I went, I've seen something I can't unsee. And I rewound, and then paused it on the nail, and I said, Hannah, what's that? She goes, oh my God, it's a coke nail! and like, there was half the people in the chat that were like, oh my God, that's why he agreed to doing this shoot. Dude needed to buy his cocaine. And then a bunch of other people in the chat were just like, so for the uninitiated, if we didn't grow up in the middle of a poor neighborhood filled with drugs and cartels, what would we call this? Because I grew up in Pensacola, but I grew up in Montclair in Pensacola, and that's where everybody got their drugs from.
Okay.
That's where half of them were grown. I don't know if that's also where alcohol was produced for some people. I don't think so. I think it was just drugs. But because of that, I got exposed to a lot of that stuff as a kid. So now when I see stuff like that, it's like, oh, trauma. Fucking trauma.
The war flashbacks.
War flashbacks having to be explained by my mom. No. Those aren't fireworks in the middle of the year.
Oh man, I gotta get out of South Park. Yo, there's a place in Houston here called South Park. It's like the hood.
I was the one of 3 that I found in my whole neighborhood white guys. I get that.
Christmas, New Year's. Hell, it doesn't even have to be a holiday. Just pop, pop, pop. Every other like month.
Oh yeah.
Week.
And you know that nobody's doing target practice, so it's certainly not that. Like, I live out in the woods now. When you hear that, it means that somebody's either hunting. It means somebody's either hunting or somebody's doing target practice. That's what that means now. That's not what it was.
Hunted.
Or yeah, there's a body and somebody's got a big vat of hydrochloric acid that I just don't know about. And even if I find out about it, I really don't know about it.
Yeah, we don't say nothing. I ain't seen nothing.
We know nothing at all. Yeah, no, So, yeah, when I saw that in that video, my brain just went, I can quickly identify, because I learned what that was when I was 11. So, which is why it's always weird to me when somebody doesn't know what that is, because you know how that is when, like, there's something you've taken for granted since you were a kid, and then you say it, and there's somebody who looks at you weird, and you're like, oh, that's not normal to you? Oh. As someone who grew up on a Swedish dairy farm, your childhood stories are really scary. Look, I'm sorry. I had a very, very violent upbringing. It's fine though. It's fine. I survived it. I'm here. That's
the main part. We lived. We made it out.
That's how that works, right? That's how that works.
From the hood to the burbs.
Oh, I'm just no. I went from the hood to the wood. I'm just out in the fucking trees.
From the hood to the sticks.
He went to the sticks, everybody. But it was fun. It was a fun upbringing. Everybody played Yu-Gi-Oh. Everybody played Yu-Gi-Oh. That was fun.
All right, what deck did you run as a kid? That says a lot about a person.
Okay, so as a kid, I had 2 decks because I went to tournaments. So I had one deck that was like, these are all the cards I like, and I treated it like the anime character decks, where I was like, okay, I can only have 1 of any card because I've never seen them play 2 of a card ever, unless they were a villain, and I didn't want to be a villain. So I had that deck where I was just like, Obnoxious Celtic Guard goes in, Dark Magician goes in, like Xarian Universe, that goes in. I didn't realize until I was an adult that was actually a really good card. So there was that deck, and then the decks that I actually ran, I tended to run Control. What I would do is I would run decks that would have like 3 Kelbeck, 3 Maneater Bug, as many DD Warrior Lady as the format at the time allowed me to run. I loved Morphing Jar number 2. Oh dear God, that is one of my favorite cards.
Man, that card is Cyber Jar. Please.
Oh, you have a full board?
That's cute.
Nope.
Just Dino snapped away.
So, like I liked decks like that made my opponent just get punished for playing. Because here's what it was. I learned why I liked being a Control player, and the secret was that I was poor.
Hello?
And there is nothing more satisfying than your opponent dropping down a $50 Gemini Elf that you can't afford, and hitting
that's a power move.
and hitting a 50-cent Maneater Bug from a starter deck.
That's a power move.
There is nothing that makes you feel as a child more powerful than wiping money off the table with pennies.
No.
And the worst part is that I still have that mentality. Like, despite the fact that I can afford things that are just a little better now, I can't buy a $1,700 Jund deck in Magic. That's madness. But I can buy a single fetch land every month. So things have improved a little bit.
Yeah.
I still do the same thing now, where somebody plays a Ragavan down that's like an $80 card, and I'm like, Lightning Bolt costs a crisp $1 bill. Kill it. But what about you? What deck did you run?
Ooh, okay. So starting off as a kid, I legitimately ran the Yugi starter deck.
I started out with the Kaiba starter deck.
See, I wanted the Kaiba starter deck so bad because I wanted the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
I thought the Blue Eyes was good.
Yeah.
So I was so excited to get the Blue Eyes.
But I will say it was like my 7th grade year of middle school, and I went for Halloween as Yugi, and they got me a dual disc and the Yugi starter deck, and from legit until like, let's say like middle school to like maybe freshman sophomore year of high school, I ran nothing but like Yugi starter deck with like a little bit of search like engine in it.
Yeah.
Like what was it? Back before like Graceful Charity and like Pot of Greed were like just nerfed to the ground.
Back
or, like
before
removed
they
from the
deleted them from the game.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh man.
Graceful Charity was always good, but it was never as good as when Sinister Serpent came into the game.
Oh boy.
When all Graceful Charities are free.
Didn't that come in the Game Boy? What was
yes.
it? Yu-Gi-Oh! Worldwide Edition?
Yeah, Stairway to the Destined. It was a Stairway to the Destined Duel. It came with it was called Worldwide Edition. It had Valkyrian, it had Harpy's Feather Duster, and it had Sinister Serpent in it. And I remember as a kid, I was super excited for the Valkyrian. As an adult, I'm mad at the kid version of myself.
Yeah, I actually cried as a kid because I went to my sister. I went to my sister's gymnastics. She had like a gymnastics tournament or something like that, and there was another kid there who also played Yu-Gi-Oh! And I had that game, and I was trying to run the Alpha Beta, the Valkyrion, the Magnet Warriors. And I don't remember what happened, but that day we went to do laundry, and my dumb ass put my deck in my pocket, and my cards got washed.
Oh, damn.
And so I pulled my clothes out, and there's just shredded cards everywhere in like hollow foil, and it was...
That was probably one of the most traumatizing things you ever went through.
Bruh. When I tell you I was sad, I was bawling, bro. Oh, man.
So,
yeah.
This actually reminds me. There was a transitionary point for me as a player. And it involved losing my deck, too. So, you know how when you're starting out in a card game, you get really emotionally attached to, like, your deck?
Mm-hmm.
So, I would only ever modify my deck. And it would get to the point where I would make, like, a 300-card deck because, well, I didn't want to remove anything from my deck. And, I mean, the more good cards in my deck, the more powerful the deck is, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a fucking dumb... I was a fucking dumb kid. I was a very dumb kid. So...
They put all 7 stars and no starter monsters on the field.
Thanks, Joey.
Never get a single card out.
Thanks, Joey Wheeler.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanna duel them like they do in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh my god. What happened to little Karibo?
I mean, he still makes the odd episode of the Abridged series, but he just gets involved in other projects now.
Oh, okay.
I also know that he suffers from, like, really, really major depressive disorder. So, like, it's very hard for him to make content now, the worse that gets.
I feel that. I completely understand that.
But I know with, what happened with me is I had, you know those backpacks that have the side pockets? Like, you have the main, well, yeah, like, backpacks that have, like, the main compartment.
Oh, yeah.
And then they've got, like,
water bottle sides?
Yeah, they have, like, either the water bottle sides, or it's, like, it's just big enough to fit, like, a PDA, I guess was what it was supposed to be for, back when people used those. Or, like, a tiny notepad could fit in there. Like, that's about all it could fit.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that was where I stored my deck. Because it was the perfect size. You could store a deck in there. It was perfect. Done.
Yeah.
So I put my deck in there, and I remember coming home one day, and my deck was missing. It was gone. It had been stolen at school. I had no way of knowing what the fuck happened to it. I found out later it was a guy named Edward who stole it. Edward, if you happen to watch my content and you remember me from middle school, fuck you. But so this was stolen, and I remember being, like, so heartbroken but then going, it's okay. I'll just use the cards I have left at home, and I'll make a new deck. And what I found was that aside from one card, there were two cards. There were two cards in that deck that I wished I had still. They were my Bazoo the Soul Leader and my Cyberjar. I didn't have another one of either of those.
Oh.
But
that hurts.
When I rebuilt my deck together, it was like I had a different mentality because I was building a new one. And then I just started playing better in tournaments. And it kind of hit me, oh god, my deck was garbage. Because all I had done was I had rebuilt a deck that had just turned in, because I couldn't afford better cards. So at that point I was like, okay, the deck's got now like 3 Maneater Bugs. It's got like a playset of Harpy's Brother in it. I've got a few Gearfried the Iron Knights because they've got a lot of attack points, and I got a Sangan and the Witch of the Black Forest. They're gonna go in there, and I'll shove a couple of Summon Skulls in the deck too. And it just became this very, very basic, beat down with a couple flip effects deck. But it was infinitely better than whatever the fuck I had been doing beforehand. Because this is before I knew like how to build the deck properly. I just watched the anime and I wanted to be the anime protagonist.
Yeah, so I had that same mentality. Like right before I had the starter deck, I got the what was it, Metal Raiders? I think. No, it was before Metal Raiders because I had I ran a deck with Petite Moth, Ultimate Great Moth, but no Cocoon, and so I could never get it out. And I was like, why can't I play this game right?
Why can I never get out my... You're just sitting there like Weevil Underwood. I don't understand! Why can I never get out my perfectly ultimate great moth? You were unironically the kid that had to throw away people's Exodia pieces to win.
Say goodbye to Exodia!
I'm going to make you drown over a card game!
I was like, bro, it's not that serious. Man, and can we talk about the shadow games for a second?
Oh,
those weren't shadow games.
Oh, there is a video that I've been wanting to make on my channel for a while. And it's about how censorship in kids' media sometimes makes things worse. Not like, oh no, you changed the rice ball to a jelly donut. Now
That's
it's
my favorite
bad.
Mistranslation.
No, I mean
frying pan to a drying pan.
I fucking love Punny Brock. Punny Brock is Brock, the king of puns. He is the best. Oh my god.
That's my favorite character to cosplay too.
I think have you posted a picture of one of those cosplays on Twitter? I think you have.
I think I have, yeah, because I did one with Veronica Taylor with the voice of Ash in my Brock cosplay with the frying pan and everything.
Jesus Christ.
Hold on, let me see if I can.
If you can find it, I can throw it up on the screen.
Yeah.
But no, it's a video that I want to make at some point. The concept is very simple. The ways that children's media get censored to get away from the idea of death sometimes makes them way fucking darker. Consider for a moment 2 scenarios. In one, you die. And that's it. It's no different than going to sleep. You know, just for a really long time. And you don't exactly get up. And that might be kind of terrifying, but it's not like you haven't experienced that before. I mean, there was a point in time where you didn't exist when you were before you'd been born, so this isn't much different than that for you. Okay. There's this idea, which can be scary, but I don't think is utterly terrifying. Now, let me introduce a different idea to you. When you expire, you find yourself in a different plane, being chased around by monsters constantly, tortured by the sadistic nature of their whim as they feed off of the evil nature of humanity itself. And as you're there, your memories are slowly being stripped away from you. You are losing the conceptualization of who you are. At some point, you will be spending eternity as a husk who only knows one thing, and that is how to properly suffer and cry.
Now, my ex-girlfriend's house.
Okay, well, now that we've established that you've already been to the Shadow Realm, which of these concepts do you think is more traumatizing for the child? The idea that people die, or the idea that when they die they are tortured for eternity by a whole bunch of random things that are very poorly explained and they can't even conceptualize them.
I'll take the Shadow Realm for 900, Alex.
Like, the idea of the Shadow Realm was a censorship thing. It was to censor the death in the show.
Mm-hmm.
As an adult looking back, though, I'm like, no, that idea is far, far more terrifying than the idea of, like, just simply expiring. Like, even in Yu-Gi-Oh! They established that if you die, you might one day come back. I mean, that was how the whole Atem situation even happened in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
With the fucking Pharaoh. But then they were just introduced to Shadow Realm, and they're like, okay, so here's my Valentine. And in the original, this is just a unique aspect of this game. But in this version of the show, in America, this is every time you play this game. And people do this for fun. Yeah, Inkphone, Shadow Realm's a dub thing. The Shadow Realm doesn't exist. That's not a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a reason the Shadow Realm never was brought up in any other, like, series of the show.
Because it's literally just hell. It's just hell.
It's just hell, and it exists only in the original 4Kids dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's it. It's not a thing. You even moments in time. Okay, I'll give you an example. 2 examples.
Oh, I found it.
So, example number 1, Yuki and Kaiba are sitting on top of a skyscraper, and they are fighting the Mask Brothers, right? And the idea is that there's an explosive charge on the glass, and if you lose the game, you get Squid Gamed. That's what happens. you get Squid Gamed. You fall through the glass. That's what happens to you. And yeah, that's terrifying. That's death. The way that they explained that in the American version was, ah, yes, do you see the dark shadow forces below? If you fall there, you will find yourself on the other end of the Shadow Realm, and there you will only know suffering and pain. And it's like,
yeah,
that's just hell. You just brought in this ancient Egyptian religion that created a card game in this canon, you just injected 50 cc's of Christian mysticism. That's all you did. And don't get me wrong, it was fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
And like the other example, same thing. It was when Yugi was facing against Arcana. Yes. Boom! Yugi's facing against Arcana. The what happens when you lose the game? Your legs get cut off.
Chainsaws, yeah.
Let me go ahead and explain something right now. I'm just gonna say, in a world where Kaiba Corporation exists, I really don't think getting your legs cut off is the worst thing that could happen to you. I'm sorry, that may sound like I'm speaking with a lot of candor, and I'm shooting from the hip there. But no, seriously, think of the technology Kaiba has made. He can get you some bomb-ass prosthetics.
Yeah, but would he, though?
So, if your name's not Joey, probably.
Honestly, yeah.
Probably.
You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
Joey Wheeler, how about you go back to being a furry?
Whoa. Yeah.
I ain't no furry, Kaiba.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. But you know that, and of course in the English one, it's like, no, if the dark energy disc touches you, you go to the Shadow Realm, and I'm like,
no, you bleed out and die.
Jesus Christ. Joey Wheeler, more like Joey Wheelchair.
Oh God.
Oh God. That's horrible.
That's
Oh my God. So, okay. Have you ever heard my Tristan Taylor voice from Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridged? Okay.
Oh, no.
Look, all I'm saying is that Joey has a very bangable sister.
Oh my God. That's spot on.
I know. I've used this voice for lots of things, but it is one of the ones that, like, when somebody doesn't know that I can do it, I just pull that out. They're just like, what? What the fuck did you just do? But yeah, it's like, it's oh
my God.
This episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, I am voiced by Barney the Dinosaur. Thank you very much, Princess Morningstar, for redeeming your points for the...
That's so good! I hate
Fucking
how
monster.
good that is.
Like,
Oh my God.
I wish that I actually had a decent singing voice, because I want to do, like... I want to actually
Parodies?
I want to do a parody song in that voice. But I don't know what I would do.
Nah.
Yeah, just like Brooklyn Rage. Just like Brooklyn Rage. Oh, wow, 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 wow. So wait, does the voice hit? My voice gives me super strength, Sandy CRT.
Bakura!
Makora. Did you know that the Pharaoh has leather pants?
I get my power from my leather shoes!
No! There's no way! There's no way that can be right!
Can't take my, no, you can't take my leather shoes.
They do look rather nice on me, though.
We need to do an abridged series. We need to do an abridged series.
I think we should, because I have a handful of voices. I've also got a very awkwardly convincing Mickey Mouse.
Oh.
Hold on, let me get the taste of hot wing out of my mouth real quick. So, BLVKAROT, I hear that you just did a Disney parody recently. That's probably something my lawyer should know about, huh?
I plead the fifth. Don't break my knees.
Oh, don't worry. We're not going to break your kneecaps. You have family members, right?
Oh, God. Mama.
The corporate arm of Disney is very, very long.
But that is one of my other favorite ones to bring out to people.
Oh, well. You should be a voice actor, man.
That's what I hear, but I have no way of like okay, so I have no way of really breaking into that industry that I know of, despite knowing people who work with voice actors in the industry.
Oh.
So, okay, I have two friends on the internet who do music stuff on YouTube. You and Trey Nobles.
Okay.
Trey has worked with the voice actors for the Sonic series.
Ooh.
But despite that, I have no way of like getting into any of those auditions or anything as far as I know. Like that is a brick wall to me, which I mean kind of sucks, but at the same time,
I think you said you're in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
I think there's a studio in like I want to say around Atlanta that does voice acting, because I know like in that specific industry, and because I live near Funimation, they're very, if you're not near the area or like not like if you're not local or not like a big name, they really just kind of overturn the auditions altogether.
Yeah, because
so I think
they're not going to fly you the fuck out. It's not worth their time.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think the best way to like actually break into it is just be in the area, be where the action is.
Ah, yes. Geographical location. Historically one of the best ways to get anything you need in America.
I know it sucks, but...
And now on the next topic, gentrification.
Ooh. Hey, yo.
That was... I'm not even gonna lie, we actually had to watch that happen in real time when I was working at Quick Trip. There was a place that was like... It was one of the Quick Trips you didn't want to work at that much, but we had to actually watch like a whole bunch of people lose their homes because of gentrification over time in that area.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah, it fucking sucked. Like, because I'm just like, yeah, that wasn't the most fun place to work at, but also at the same time, those are real people, and they don't deserve to have their rent doubled. No. Fucking... Atlanta's brutal. Atlanta's a fucking brutal place.
Yeah, I want to say a couple years ago over here, they claimed eminent domain for like businesses and houses in a specific area near like one of our highways to make more highway.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then to top it all off, like insult to injury, the highway still isn't done. And this was like, I want to say 7 years ago.
I'm sorry, you can't live here. We need to put a road here. And despite the fact that it is remarkably easy once you've broken ground to put a fucking road in, despite that, we're going to take our sweet time.
For real.
Also, I'm showing your drying pan, Brock, who's apparently holding a Master Ball.
Listen, that was the only one I had at the time.
Look, I thought that Brock was so good at being a Pokemon connoisseur and breeder that he didn't necessarily need to rely on cheap tricks from the Sylph Corporation in order to get his Pokemon. I thought he was better than that.
I was doing my best.
Well, it turns out your best wasn't enough. Welcome to Disney prisons.
Jesus.
Now I gotta become a Heartless.
Let's go find the door to darkness, Sora. Let's go. How many Ansems are there? Too many.
We're all Ansem.
Everybody is Ansem. Everyone.
Jesus
Even
Christ.
Sora.
Why did... Oh my god. The amount of restraint. The amount of restraint on the writing for the Kingdom Hearts staff. I just realized something. So...
Explain.
there is a joke that could have been made at any point during the Kingdom Hearts series, and I don't remember it ever happening, and it shows a massive amount of maturity and restraint on a part of the writing staff, which says a whole lot considering the writing of Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember there ever being a point where one of the nobodies had to legitimately go, "Who you calling nobody?"
You know? You know?
I could be wrong. I could be. Maybe there is a point. Maybe there is a point where it happens that I just don't know about. But even Sonic Colors sunk that low with its writing. Nobody can beat me. Who you calling nobody? All right. Yep. Very clever. Very clever, Sonic. You did it. You did it. Thank you so much. You're making very, very good use of the voice talent of Roger Craig Smith. I preferred him when he was Chris Redfield and punching boulders.
We don't talk about that.
Well, the nobodies don't generally talk. Could I introduce you to Organization
13?
They pontificate, my friend. They go on for hours.
Keyblade.
Darkness. Keyblade Warrior. Door to Darkness. Kingdom Hearts.
Psycho Mantis?
You've been playing Super Mario Sunshine. You like fighting games? You've been playing Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Oh, that's another one. I ruined my copy of Melee as a kid.
Oh my god, why?
I was a dumb kid, listen. So, I didn't break the disc, luckily. But I did, because I had, like, CDs and stuff at the time, so I thought you could, like, write on them in Sharpie. What? You can't do that with GameCube. You can't do that with GameCube. You cannot do that with I cannot stress that enough. Please do not write on your GameCube disc. You're throwing away $60 right there.
Wait, you can't write on the top of it that has the ink printed on it?
No, you cannot.
Really? I didn't know about that.
And if you try to, what was it? Use, like, the acetone to try to, like, wipe it off, it's still dead. It's still dead.
I've never heard about this. What the fuck? Hold on. I have to look this up now. What? Hold on.
I kid you not, because, like, I checked underneath, no scratches on the rings. I wrote on top of the disc. It has not worked since. GameCube works just fine. I can still play Super Mario Sunshine. Melee is dead.
Hold on. I think I'm not seeing anything about there being something special about GameCube discs. BLVKAROT, I think something else happened to your disc and you just don't know. This is like, I think I have to introduce you to the idea that your hamster didn't run away when you were 12. And this feels really bad now. Because everything I'm looking up says that that's not how that should work, and the GameCube discs. I know for a fact that I've had used GameCube discs with GameCube discs with Sharpie on them, and they've still worked fine. So
I don't know what happened to my disc then.
Your hamster, it didn't run away. I'm sorry that I have to be the one to tell you this.
House back to the lab. Well, actually, I threw out the disc because I thought it was still broken.
And that Akiva says, "Did you write over the center part?" That could have been the problem.
Yes, I did. Because I wrote in big letters as a kid. That could have been it.
Jesus Christ, did someone flub a line into a potential meme? Look. 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 I can kind of do Pegasus as a bridge voice. You're right, Ram the Fool.
Ooh,
That's a
Kaiba boy.
Ooh, Kaiba boy. GameCube. Oh, god damn it! It's just going on in chat now. It's just going on in chat now. It just keeps on going. It's never going to end. This is the end of life. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Lightning McQueen?
Oh, I love that video. It's so adorable.
Oh
Can you open the door to darkness?
Otherwise, I'm not interested.
He won the Piston Cup.
Make sure to close the door on the way out.
Go York.
Okay, bye. It took me 3 times watching that video to realize that was Garagura.
What?
I didn't recognize that it was them until several double takes.
Oh my god. Oh, was there really like an optical bar? Oh. Oh.
On some discs, there's an optical barcode there. Maybe that messed up just because the... Oh.
Listen, I was a kid in middle school when I messed up my copy, so like... I didn't know anything about anything for computers. I had to learn. And I'm still learning.
Jesus.
Ooh.
I think I've got the... hold on. I'm trying to find the actual, like, full fucking meme. Hold on. Let me see if this is it. I think this is it. One sec. Open link. Not open link in new tab. I don't want the link open in a new tab. I want the image. Because I just want to read the image. Open image in new tab. Hello, ma'am. Do you have a minute to talk about our Lord and Savior, Lightning McQueen? Did you know that Lightning McQueen is the star of several feature films such as Cars, Cars 2, Cars 3, Planes, Fire and Rescue, Finding Dory, Toy Story 3, Cole, Raph Breaks the Internet, as well as other short films such as Mater and the Ghost Light, Miss Fritter's Racing Room, and television programs such as Cars Tunes, Pixar Popcorn, and Cars the Series, voiced by none other than Owen Wilson? Nice.
Wow.
Wow. I did not realize that whole thing was there. Was Gara.
Wow.
Yep. Are we talking about who Gur is or something? They did as okay. Either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I've atoned for my sins. I go to the Church of the Piston Cup now. It's okay.
You sure to see Lightning McQueen at the next big race.
Jesus Christ. Oh, fucking speaking of VTubers and shit, have you seen all the stuff that Takahata 101's been doing?
I see him on Twitter every once in a while. He has like, what is he doing?
So apparently his whole spiel now is he's a VTuber, but he's very in character as part of the Weary 101. It's called like I think it's called the Weary 101 bar, and he just brings other VTubers in to have conversations about literally random stuff, but apparently like all kinds of strangeness happens there, because like.
Oh.
Because I'm going to say this right now, as somebody who's become friends with a lot of VTubers, for better or worse, emphasize the better or worse. It's weird. There's some weirdness that happens. There are some characters people play that are quite strange, and then sometimes it gets even weirder when you realize that sometimes they're not playing a character. Sometimes you get in a voice. Sometimes you get in a voice call with them, and it's Nobody's
Hello?
live. There's no cameras on, and nothing has changed, and you just kind of have to accept that. Oh no, this is reality. Jeebus.
Oh no, they didn't say psych.
Say psych, please. Say
Say
psych,
please. Say psych right now. Please. Oh man.
It was so fucking weird. What is this? Hold on.
Ooh, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Gotcha. Oh, hey, Suris is awake. Yeah, I'm awake, Kidderdoodle. For better or worse. Look who was talking, how weird. Okay, look, but I've never played a character. That's the thing. I've never actually played a character as myself. I've just kind of been me. The whole time. At least as far as I know. Did you know the Goofy at the end was Corona? I did not know. I didn't know. I had no idea. And you want to be a slime tuber? Well, then do it. Then do it. Yeah, Psych is Psych and not... They're still equivalent now. Like, those are still the things that are used now, kind of. Or maybe I'm just out of touch. Maybe I'm out of touch. Inkphone, you don't understand. I didn't watch VTubers until I became one. And then I got sucked into that world, okay? Look, I didn't begin caring about VTubers. I've been very public about it on my channel. I became a VTuber as a joke, and now I'm just kind of here, 12 models in. Eep. Kidderdoodle says, sometimes I wonder if I could stream and draw, but I don't know if you'd be too good at it. Kidderdoodle, your artwork is good. You could do it.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. Said VTube bodies are expensive. Yes, they are. There is a meme that all indie VTubers are severely in debt, and it's not untrue. I have never met a well-off indie VTuber. They are all severely in debt. All of them.
I was thinking about getting into VTubing too.
Do it! Fucking do it! I'm not saying get into debt, but I am saying do it.
How do I go about... Oh, tell me later. How do I go about getting a model, though?
I mean, do you want me to tell you later, or do you want me to tell you now?
Yeah. Either or.
Okay. So, here's what you do. You first decide if you want to be 3D or 2D. That's the first hurdle. If you want to be 2D, it's much more expensive up front, but it's less expensive over time. Okay, if you want to be 3D, it can be a lot less expensive up front. What?
Or if you want, like, edits and stuff for, like, holidays.
No, here's how it works. So, with 2D, there's a program called Vroid, in which people can make their own models and do it very easily, and they've already got, like, the mouth shapes and everything tracked, and they will automatically work when you put them into VTube Studio, or when you put them into something like VC Face. VC Face is the program you use. And everything will automatically work, and it's fine. So, that is through the use of Vroid. There are artists who will make you custom models on Vroid, and they'll charge you somewhere between $60, $80 to $120 maybe. That's a very reasonable price. You might even find somebody who's just starting out who's willing to do it for $30 or $40. My suggestion is, if you do find somebody willing to do that, find some way to compensate them more in the future, because they are undercutting themselves because they're learning. It's not that their work is worth any less. So, but that's 3D. Here's the thing with 3D, though. 3D has a very uncanny effect. So you see my 2D model here right now. Assuming you're watching the Twitch stream itself. Okay, so this is my 2D model. If I were to yeet myself out and turn myself into 3D space, and this will improve here with 2 items, but I don't have one of the items, and I just received one of them right now. So if I go, as soon as I can move this stupid-ass program, VC Face is not responding. That's okay, VC Face. Take your time. I will use my witch model, because that's my most recent one. Okay. So, alright. And then I need to turn off... Where is it? Where the fuck is PRPR? I need to turn that off because there's no reason for me to have that on. Boom. There we go. Okay. And now let me make myself just a little smaller. There. This is me in 3D instead. Same idea, same character design. Hell, some of the assets for this model are actually lifted directly from the live 2D one. But there is a more almost uncanny nature to it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's really no way around that without certain equipment. The way for you to get that certain equipment, though, again, these models are cheaper because they have a base that is built in another program.
Okay.
But if you want them to be less uncanny, you have to have an iPhone, and you have to have hand trackers, so that your mannerisms and things can shine through, and it kind of bridges the gap to the uncanny valley.
Ah.
I am tracking with a Logitech C920 $50 webcam.
Ooh!
So it's not doing too terribly hot. And as for my hand trackers, well, those just came in while I was napping.
So, what?
Yeah, I just got my Ultraleap Stereo IR70 evaluation kit, which is what I'm going to be using to do my my hand tracking. So I'll be able, in the next few episodes, I'll be using my 3D model a little more while I experiment with the hand tracking. But again, there's an uncanny nature to these models, and there's limitations to them. The way that clothes are built on them is you have like pre-existing clothes that are modeled, and then you erase and cut out pieces of those to make shapes, which can get really creative, but it's very hard to do things sometimes. And there's some stuff that you cannot model at all. You have to make hair, and you have to shape that hair into the items. Like my regular character model that has the bead necklace, that's made with hair. And that creates a problem because it's made with hair. In fact, actually, I can switch over to that model right now. This problem is fixed now, but it wasn't fixed originally. So technically, this character...
Those are hair.
Yeah, this character's hood is made of hair. The beads are made of hair. The tufts on the side, made of hair. And the tail, made of hair. That's how Vroid works. Now, that comes with some advantages in that, you can basically make whatever you want so long as you're willing to make it out of hair. Problem, the character's physics are built very specifically, which means if I turn my head, it's not a problem now, but people who watch my older content can tell you. In fact, actually, I think this version of my... does this one do it? No, this one doesn't do it. Hold on. I think one of my versions of the Witch model has this problem. No, they've all been fixed. Okay, so one of the things that I used to be able to do was if I turned my head at all, it would cause the tail of the character to rotate proportional to the head, which is not right. That's... I was literally able to, like, if I leaned my head back, the tail would poke through the character model and look like a dick.
Oh god.
Popping out. And there's just all kinds of like weird things that come with that design process that don't work very well. And it's a limitation of Vroid, and it can be solved with a good modeler going into Unity and fixing those problems. But the reality of the situation is those are things you will have to deal with if you're going 3D. But 3D's cheaper to start. It really, truly is. But there's also a stigma against 3D VTubers because of that uncanny valley nature to them. A lot of people just kind of don't really appreciate them the same way that they appreciate 2D ones. And I don't care either way. Like, I use 2D and 3D models, so it just doesn't... None of it affects me personally, but it is a thing that you have to deal with going in. Now, live 2D, a lot more expensive going in. Your average going price for a live 2D model, $250 on the low end. And then for one of the models that I really want, but I will probably never be able to afford, about $2,000.
Hey yo,
yeah.
That's a big difference.
That's a but the difference is that with live 2D, you have about 100 different layers of two-dimensional drawings, basically, that are moving on top of each other to simulate movement, as opposed to a 3D character that is actually fucking moving. Like, the thing with a 2D character is, it's a trick of the eyes. You think it's moving around in the environment, it's really fucking not. The 3D character really fucking is. But yeah.
Yep. That 2D looks fluid, though, on your stream, though, right now.
It's gonna get even more awkwardly fluid here in a sec. One sec. I have a model that debuted a couple days ago, and I will throw that up there because a meme happened in my community without me realizing it. Somebody mentioned putting my character in a Virgin Killer sweater, and then the fan artists on this channel got to work, and whop. And so this happened. But I don't know how bad the delay is on my stream, but there's some fun things you can do with this particular model. For one, I don't have to have the long hair. I chose the long hair in the beginning, but I can also go back to the short hair like I normally have. I can also do this, which, again, another thing that began as a joke, but I was like, I actually like that a lot. The ability to turn on glasses. And then
that's cool.
My modeler for this one's done by Salem. The other one is done by Remixes. I have 4 modelers now because I make very poor life choices.
I feel that.
But one of the things I can do here, how much of a fan are you of the anime villain Glasses Shine?
Glasses Shine?
Yes.
I can't say that I've heard so much about it.
You mean this?
Yeah.
You'll see as soon as it catches up.
Oh, yeah. That. The kick.
Yes, that is a thing that, like, as soon as the glasses were put on, the entire chat was like, if you're gonna have glasses, they need to be able to do the villain shine. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll make sure that it's set up to do the villain shine. But this one, ironically, is actually Salem's first 2D model that they've ever made. And yet, it looks really fucking fluid. But I went for a 90s anime aesthetic for this one, instead of the more modern one that Remixes does on their models. And I rotate between all of them, because, again, poor life choices. But, point is, there's a lot of options you have if you're wanting to become a VTuber. It just comes down to, do you want it to be cheaper to begin with, and then have to buy a bunch of equipment later to make it function better for yourself? Or do you want to pay more now and work with just a regular webcam and it'll be fine?
I mean, I think I'm good with the webcam, but with the other tools, I'd probably just want to, like, start small and then just work my way up. Kind of like my profile pics with the YouTube channel.
Yeah, so if that's the case, then my suggestion, if you're wanting to work small, work your way up. If you're not planning on getting the other equipment, it may just be a better... Well, actually, there's another question that comes into play. How strong is your computer?
Oh, it's pretty decent. I got an i7 6700 with a 1080 Ti.
Okay. So, that is... I think I've got a 2080 Ti, and my partner has a 2080 Super. But I think you're using the same processor I'm using, because I'm using an i7 as well.
Okay.
So we're probably using the same processor thereabouts. With Live 2D, I use less RAM and less processing power than I do when I'm using VC Face. VC Face takes a little more processing power. So if you're planning on playing some, like, really
like heavy games
on stream, maybe go with 2D.
Okay.
Maybe go with 2D. If you are planning on playing, stuff like League, which doesn't really take up a whole lot, then you can probably stick with 3D and it will be fine. But my computer's video card has conked out so many times when I've been streaming and doing 3D. Like, the character will just go back into its fucking T-pose position because my cameras and everything have all shut off. All of my monitors have done that flicker that says that they've tried to do a driver update or some shit. Like, it is messy as hell when the video card conks out.
Yeesh.
Also, empathetic Queebit, thank you very much for redeeming your points for an Arara. Fucking monster.
I can only imagine.
So yeah, like, again, it's again that thing that, like, the model is less expensive for 3D a lot of the time, especially if you go Vroid, but, you know, the equipment to handle doing it, that's another story entirely.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I think actually my advice would probably be go with 2D, take the initial cost, you'll avoid like community stigma, and you'll also avoid incurring more cost later where that's concerned.
Wait, community stigma? What's going on?
Like I said, the community stigma on 3D model or
Oh yeah.
yeah. Aw, that's adorable. I see you have a Growlithe up. Yeah. Thank you, honey.
I boosted the server after buying Nitro.
I didn't know you bought Nitro.
Ren the Fool says, I think about Alucard or Integra or the Butler from Hellsing. I do too. That's one of my favorite animes. The Butler's name is Walter, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Walter Dormes. Stigma male.
Remember, there's alpha male, there's beta male, and there's yogurt male, whatever the fuck that is. But now we've met the final form, the stigma male.
Stigma male. Team 4-Star did do a great Hellsing Abridged.
They did. They really did.
I actually bumped into Kaiser Neko at a convention playing Smash Bros.
Oh my god. I have a Soul Exchange Yu-Gi-Oh card that has been signed by Lanny Pator.
Ooh!
And Raz has a Dark Blade that was signed by Lanny Pator, both of them.
Oh, that's dope.
I actually felt really bad because I didn't know where my Soul Exchange that got signed by Lanny had gone. It like disappeared. At least I thought it disappeared, so I was like, damn it. I don't know when the next time I'll be able to go to a convention where he's going to be speaking or anything is, so I'm probably not going to be able to get another one of these for fuck ever. And then when I was messing around at our card shop, just kind of messing with my my GOAT format Yu-Gi-Oh deck, I pulled out my sideboard and I noticed that the Soul Exchange in my sideboard was the one signed by Lanny, and I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. The experience with him though was fun. Like I introduced my partner Raz to the Dragon Ball franchise.
Oh, okay.
And I introduced them to Dragon Ball Abridged during the course of that as well. So she told Lanny Pator that she always hears his Vegeta voice instead of Christopher Sabat's. And Lanny just goes into the Vegeta voice immediately and goes, I see. I've always been the Vegeta of your heart. Like, oh my god. He's a fucking showman.
I love that.
I love Lanny. He's cool. I miss Yu Yu Hakusho Abridged because of Lanny.
Yes. Oh man, there was something before that too. There was Yu Yu Hakusho because HBI 2K did one too. He did Berserk and was it Gantz?
I didn't see either of those ones.
Oh, they were so good. Because that's what I found out about like the Abridged series. I was watching a podcast on my iTouch back in the day. Back when they had the iTouch.
Man, I remember watching Happy Tree Friends on mine.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
I remember when, like, what was a podcast was still a very fluid idea back then. Where, like, you'd go onto the podcast section of, for your, for me it was my iPod. And it was just like, yeah, we've got video series on here. We've got other stuff. Like, but now we have a very solid... Wait, did I put the wrong collab thing in? Don't tell me that this whole time I have... Oh, I put in... So, because y'all motherfuckers don't know how to spell, I set it up to where collab misspelled also takes you to the person's channel. But
Not
because of
collab.
that, but because of that, I forgot to put in the correct spelling of the collab command, so it's still going over to Valk. It's going over to Yakuza Moms.
Oops.
But if you misspell it, it goes over to your channel, like it's supposed to. Hashtag collab Jack Cheese.
Oof.
But Avalon of Babylon, it's not just you, it's everyone. Like, look at what Sidious just put in. It's just collab Jack Cheese. Come on. Does collab work? I don't think anybody here is Mormon, so no, probably not. But I will say that the Mormons did manage to make a religion where if you die, you get a planet.
I want a planet. Hold on. That might be onto something.
If you click on collab, either one, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Click to edit it.
Okay.
There is a thing called alias.
Oh. I can just put in all the ways they're misspelling it into the alias.
Yes.
Okay.
What was...
So like,
I put colander in the chat.
So you'll get rid of the whichever one,
Okay.
and then do it. What? It
Nope.
should.
Nope.
Corroboration.
It's supposed to. Oh yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. But I'm not going to worry with it right now because we are recording. I'm not going to worry with technical support right now.
You started talking about it.
I love you.
It's your fault.
It's my fault.
Yeah.
It's all my fault. Take your horny daughter with you.
Ayo.
Her fucking... Our cat Terror is like... You can hear her.
Hold on. I'll make it really easy to hear her.
She... It's not working, honey.
Hold on. I got it.
Nope.
Are you camera shy?
What?
She's like, no, Mom, you're holding me, so I'm okay.
Yep, pretty much. She's being held.
Aw.
She's getting attention. That's all she cares about. All of her cats love getting, like, bapped.
Oh.
It sounds like I'm killing you. But that's because you have asthma.
Yeah, asthma.
She doesn't want to be horny on stream because of TOS, Suris. Yes, the animal is horny on stream. TOS, be careful. I was like when I had to get... The first version of this character showed a lot more side boob, enough to where it was technically considered under boob. So, like, one of my friends messaged me and they were like, hey, you know that you're, like, violating Twitch TOS right now, right? And I was like, oh, shit! Oops. Let me go fix that problem.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go try not to die.
Okay, please don't die.
Yes, Gentlefish. I got eczema.
Me blacking out in my chair in the middle of work, not a good sign.
No, it's not. That's really not. That doesn't sound healthy, honey. And then the worry intensified. Sivanot says, where can I see the original model? You'd have to ask Salem Sky to send you Suris pics. And that would be weird, so don't do that. That would be very weird, so I highly advise not doing that thing I just said. Okay? Probably, yeah, probably for the best not to do that. Okay? Okay. Jeebus. Asking for a friend? Look. Are y'all gonna be this thirsty when BLVKAROT gets his fucking VTuber model? Is that what's gonna happen? He's gonna go live, he's gonna start, like, working in fucking Fruity Loop Studios for a second, and then everybody's just gonna be like, Ayo, feet?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not the feet brigade.
Stop being horny on main.
Oh my god.
Every one of you. Cease.
Give him the Sakurai treatment. Only
I'm
good
just-
boys get this game.
Only good boys get Smash Brothers. Jesus Christ. Bonbon says, make us... Bonbon, you are one of the artists of this channel. Behave, child. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. What are you going to do? What's up?
Huh? Oh no, Info said I shouldn't get a VTuber model.
Fucking, what are you going to do? Send us to horny jail? No, I refuse to send you all to horny jail, because here's what happens. You have a handful of people you send to horny jail, right? And then you've put all the horny people in horny jail. What do you think the horny people are going to do in horny jail?
Their taxes?
What are they, Yoshi?
It's not taxes. No, Yoshi doesn't do his taxes. He's still on the run to this day. That man is the Wesley Snipes of Nintendo, bro.
Jesus Christ. Princess Morningstar, thank you very much for giving your points, friend. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Fucking hell. Taxes are my fetish. Joke's on you. No. I watched The Wolf of Wall Street 50 times while jerking off. Taxes are my fetish.
Jeez. Your move.
Fucking hell.
Oh, man.
Sexy Mama, I'm an NSFW artist. I work at horny jail.
Oh.
Not untrue. Not untrue. Checkmate, atheists. All the horny people are at horny jail. Checkmate, atheists. Okay, I have a question. Is there a single artist who has done any work for my channel who is the least bit fucking say-so? Any one of you? Or are you all degenerates? Is this just something that I have to accept? Kidderdoodle, please tell me that you're not a degenerate as well. Please tell me. Please? Please? Don't disappoint me. Okay, cool. There's at least one. There's at least one. Wait, do I need to be an artist to be a degen? No. But considering that, like, almost every time somebody has done, like, fan art for the channel, a conversation ends up happening at some point where they're like, also, I do NSFW. I'm like, that's cool! Bomba says, I'm only a degenerate. It's a side hustle. That's because I don't have enough money to hire you full-time.
Respect.
Say so is made up. Inside, we're all degenerates. Dren says they're no degenerate. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a fucking second. I don't.
We're all degenerates because the chat is only fans. See? It all comes together.
You just broke my brain. Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Next time, He-Man.
Papyrus, is that you?
Yeah.
Actually, that reminds me. Have you done Undertale remixes on your channel? I haven't seen.
Not on my channel. They're only on my SoundCloud because I'm kind of embarrassed of them. They weren't my best work.
You should do some Undertale remixes on your main channel. I'm not saying
I want to do a Spamton remix.
You want to?
He's my new favorite character. Hey, Ivory, it's me, Spamton G. Spamton.
Jesus fucking Christ.
He's just cracked out 24/7.
My God. My fark. Anyways, now that we've sufficiently devolved into madness,
I'm sorry.
Anything that you want to close out with? Anything you want to tell people in chat or over on YouTube? People who haven't found your work yet, but really fucking should.
Oh well, yeah. Just come to my channel. We have a good time there. I do remixes. I do a lot of Friday Night Funkin'. Oh yes, I have a whole Friday Night Funkin' mod coming out. C-Sides as well as Indie Cross. Please check them out. Indie Cross is this big indie mashup so far with Cuphead, Bendy, and Sans from Undertale. Great segue. We should be releasing actually on the 30th. So
of this month?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's gonna be good. Let me just say it's going to be chef's kiss. Just Ooh,
I
I
will
can't wait to release this.
I will try to get this out at least by the 30th, so that people will be able to immediately go over there.
Okay.
Send me any relevant links to that whenever it releases, so I can put them in the description of the video.
Gotcha. And then Seaside should be releasing sometime this fall. And then there's another mod called Nexus that's midway through production. I'm not sure when the release is, but be on the lookout for that. The team worked really hard on it, and they're all very excited to show you what they have. Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely excited because it's been like 8 months, with like 1 or 2 exceptions, with me not seeing any work from you.
Yeah. Don't worry, there's definitely a lot of progress on Seaside.
Gotcha. We'll certainly have to see how everything comes through when it is done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, thank you very much, BLVKAROT, for hopping on. I greatly appreciate you lending your time over here to the subathon.
Oh yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Hey, no problem. It was like, I logged into League, and I just went, oh shit! I probably should have sent an invite over in BLVKAROT. Oop. Oop.
I came in with the swiftness, though.
You did. And I do appreciate you coming in. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, if you guys haven't subscribed to BLVKAROT already, please do so. If you don't plan on it, then change your fucking plans. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot to me. If you want access to behind-the-scenes content for the channel, please consider checking out my Patreon. I do weekly vlogs over there, where I give real-life updates to what's going on behind the scenes on the channel, stuff that you don't really get over here, and even on Twitch. Patreon also helps the channel's stability a whole lot. Without Patreon, I wouldn't be able to do this at all. Especially with the kind of content that I do, neither YouTube nor Twitch are the most stable sources of income. If you are a $20 and up patron, then you will be featured on the ending slides as shown in the beginning of the end credits. If you want to catch the streams where all this content comes from, then consider heading over to Twitch and following. And if you want to continue watching over here on YouTube, maybe consider clicking one of the end screen videos. And once again, I want to thank you so much for spending your time with me over on my channel. I wouldn't be able to do literally anything that I'm doing over here on YouTube without each and every one of you. So, thank you.